Now that we have looked at the concept of middleware and pseudocode, let's test it by making an app called Redux Middleware. To save time, the basic skeleton of the app has been created in advance. I installed Equatable, Flutter Redux, HTTP, Redux packages, and uncommented avoid print line in analysis options.yaml file. The folder structure has also been created in advance. I created a models folder to store models, a pages folder to store app pages, a repositories folder to store repositories, and a Redux folder to store state, action, and reducers. Under the models folder, I create the product.dot file to store the product model. Under the pages folder, I created product page.dot to display product list and product page.dot to display product detail. In both files, I have created a stateless widget that displays products and product respectively in the middle of the screen. I created the product repository.dart under the repositories folder. I made the product and product folder under the Redux folder and created files to store state, action, and reducer under each folder. And under the Redux folder, I created appstate.dart to store the app state, appreducer.dart to store the app reducer, and middleware.dart file to store the app middleware. Currently, all files are empty files. We'll start with the product model. The product model will be created based on the JSON data returned when accessing fakestoreapi.com/product/1. However, creating a model by manually typing this data is highly likely to cause errors in typos and data types. So this time, let's make a model easily using the tool provided by .data class generate extension. After copying the JSON data displayed in the browser window, paste it into the product.dot file. Errors marked in red will be ignored. Next, press Command-Shift-P or Ctrl-Shift-P, enter .data class, and select .data class generator, generate from JSON from the menu that appears. Then, please type in a class name is displayed. Type product here and hit enter. Next, do you wish to separate JSON into multiple files? Choose no. This is a question asking whether to save the classes in a separate file when creating nested classes. Then JSON disappears and product class and rating class are created. Let's see the original JSON again in the browser window. As you can see, the rating is nested JSON. In .data class generator, this nested JSON is made into a separate class. However, this feature is still in beta. That's why it's recommended to check if there is anything to fix before using it. Interestingly, if Equatable is installed and use Equatable is set to true in the settings of the .data class generate extension, Equatable is automatically applied. Let's take a look at the generated class. I got the warning message, prefer declaring const constructors on immutable classes. Let's turn the constructor into a const constructor. And I will create the product state.initial factory constructor that will be used as the initial state when dealing with the product state. You can use the initial state as null, but I prefer to make the state not null. So I will create the state that does not overlap with the other products in this way. Product ID starts from 1, so if product ID is 0, treat it as if product is null. And I assigned rating.initial as the value of rating, so let's make rating.initial factory constructor. First, modify the rating constructor to a const constructor and create a rating.initial factory constructor. Rating.initial is the state where no one has rated it, that is, the count is 0 and the rate is 0.0. Props getter toString from JSON to JSON from map to map were created automatically. However, we usually use the name from JSON when creating a factory constructor that creates an object from JSON. So first I will change toMap to toJSON and FromMap to FromJSON. And also I'll change the argument map of FromJSON to JSON. And I'll delete toJSON and FromJSON below. And if you look at the fromJSON function, null check and default value are well applied. If the fromJSON function created like this does not match your intention, you can fix it. I will use it like this. Also, in the rating class, toMap will be changed to toJSON, fromMap will be changed to fromJSON, and the argument will also be changed from map to JSON. And I'll delete toJSON and fromJSON below. I made a model class easily using generate from JSON of .data class generate extension.